Hello, I'm Pamela Davis. Welcome to episode 205 of the Well Done Life podcast. And hello, welcome back to episode 205 of the Well Done Life podcast. I'm your host, Pamela Davis. If you are new here, hey, how are you? Welcome. I am so glad that you're here. I hope that you will stay for a very long time. If you've been here before, you guys know the deal. I love you deep. Thank you so much for continuing to rock with me. I wouldn't be here at this point without you. Really. Your feedback, your support, everything has really helped propel me over these years. So I just want to continue to thank you for everything that you do for me and how much you continue to stand up for our community. And I definitely hope that you will continue to stay and bring friends. Before we get into this week's episode, it's really important to me to be very foundational. If you've been listening for a while, you guys probably could recite this with me because I know I must sound like a broken record, but it's really important to me that when people come in to listen to the podcast, that they understand that this is a safe space. And with this being a safe space, I really think that you treat it like building a house. So you want to make sure that your foundation is really strong. And for me, our foundational things are always going to be clarity and love. Clarity is really straightforward. I just want to make sure that you understand that I created the Well Done Life brand because I believe in the power of women. I believe that women need places and spaces to be their most authentic self. And so hopefully here in this space, by me sharing my journey and hopefully spotlighting the journeys of other amazing women who are doing great things in their community as well, that I can encourage you to see the value in your life. I can encourage you to see that there are things that you have the ability to change, that you have the ability to overcome, that you have the ability to achieve, because none of us have this journey perfectly. This journey is fraught with a lot of pain, a lot of adversity, a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, sadness, all the things. And so I really feel like by creating a safe space where women can just be their most authentic self and be vulnerable and share our journeys, the good, the bad, the ugly of all of them, I give everyone a space to understand that a lot of things are more similar for us than things are different. And it is really important for me to show that because I want us to recognize that we are what we are waiting for. We are the greatest gifts. We are the power that we have been seeking. And there's nothing that you can achieve when you put your mind to it. And especially when you are surrounded in a space where women want you to win. And so here, there's no gatekeeping. This is just true, honest conversation and hopefully inspiration for you to get out here and do the exact same thing that I'm doing and create that space so that we can multiply this thing and grow and do amazing things together. So welcome. And then that leads me into my second foundation, and it's the main foundation. It's the thing I love the most because I'm a sucker for love. I love love. And so for me, it's really important that I share my love with you every week. And I like to do that by praying with you or for you because it's really important to me. I truly believe in the power of prayer being magnified. So I know I'm not the only one out here praying and believing great things for us all. So I believe that my prayers are getting touched by your prayers and we are truly impacting change. And so this week, I definitely want to lean on one of my favorite prayers lately. It is peace, especially right now as I sit and record on Saturday, December 7th. This is the last episode of the year. But literally when I look at it, like we are less than 20 days away from Christmas. And it's just amazing. Less than 20 days away from 2025, if we think about it. And well, actually a little bit more than that. Let me not lie now. There's about 23 more days, but still, things are going actually 24 more days, excuse me. But like I said, we're right at the end. And so it is a busy season. Work is crazy. Life is crazy. Getting ready for the holidays. I just really hope that you will grant yourself space in all the craziness to have peace. If you've made the decision this season, maybe like myself, to tap out of a lot of holiday activity, then there's nothing wrong with that either. I think, for myself, I really am like trying to prioritize my peace going into 2025. And I think my family is right in tune with that. So we're just going to have a small little quiet holiday and that works for us. But I think that works also for a lot of other people. And sometimes sometimes we feel guilted or pressured to do all the things because we're trying to live up to other people's expectations. Remember, your peace is for you. It's not for anybody else. And so if you feel like there's moments where you just need to pull back, because if that's what makes you feel good, that's what makes you feel good. And if you want to dive head on in, go ahead and dive head on in if you have the energy for that. But give yourself grace if you don't, and allow yourself to sit in peace and preserve your energy and your heart, because you are the most valuable gift that you will ever receive, or that somebody else will receive as well. And then along that line of prayers of peace, I also, like I said, want to make sure you have prayers of energy. I want you to have good energy around you. This is a really interesting time. It is the holidays, and the holidays is kind of like a mixed bag. I'm not going to pretend I even think about it for myself. My father passed away 5 days before Christmas, so it always is pretty tricky for me. I power through now because it's been a little bit since his passing, but he's never outside of my mind. And I think about it, and other people have experienced such significant loss. Like my mom, my grandmother passed away on Christmas Eve. And so for her, the holidays were never the same. And I get that. And I realize that there are a lot of people who are experiencing it in that way. And so I say that to say, be gentle, preserve, be cognizant, of how other people are feeling, and be clear about how you're feeling. It goes along with peace. Again, everyone has the right to make adjustments based upon how they feel. And that's okay. And give people space to do that. Give yourself space to do that. But I do want you surrounded in good energy, good positive energy, because you deserve it. You deserve love. And it's not just for the holidays, but every day. And so give yourself that time and space if you need it. So I'm giving you prayers of peace. I'm sending you prayers of good energy. Of course, I'm always sending you prayers of abundance. I want you to be abundant, not just financially, but I want you to be abundant spiritually. It is so important to remember who the center is, what all of this is really about. God is the center of our lives, and truly to take this time not to get so caught up in the commercialism of it, but also to remember, this is about God. This is about Jesus. This is about us. Give yourself space to acknowledge that and really celebrate the true meaning of the season as well. Because spiritual abundance is so important. It's so easy to get caught up in the consumerism of it all, but just to be spiritually rich as well. And so I am praying for you peace. I'm praying for you energy. I'm praying for you abundance. And I'm also rounding up my prayers with clarity, especially in this time. I know for myself, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit more, clarity is hard at the end of the year. It's like all the thoughts, I don't know, maybe it's just me, all the thoughts come rushing back of the year and then what you want to accomplish. And, normally I have this really different format of how I like to go into 2025, but I have to be honest, 2024 has been quite a bit. It has been a lot this year. And so going into 2025, I feel a little scattered, not in a bad way, just like I have lots of wonderful energy and thoughts around me, but it's like finding the ability to have clarity about what direction I want to go, or just be honest, just making the decision to be as clear as I possibly can and walk with what I have in the tuck and just be grateful and take things as they come might also be where you're at. And so if you're feeling that way, because right now sometimes it can feel a little off, it can feel a little different, that's okay too. But if you feel like you understand where you want to go, be grateful for those moments and be clear about the plans that you are laying out for going into 2025, and be very intentional. This is such a powerful time. The end of the year is so significant. Be intentional with your energy, be intentional with your purpose, be intentional with your goals, be intentional with yourself so that you will align yourself along the path that you plan on taking going forward, not just for 2025, but that you may be thinking of several years like I have done previously. Just be intentional about you, because if there is one thing that I have learned in this time, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more too, this is not a time to play yourself small anymore. And I've been talking about it, and I'm going to keep talking about it, because it is critical that we get very clear about what we are, who we are, what we desire, and where we are going moving forward. So those are my prayers for you for this episode. Like I said, I'm recording on Saturday, December the 7th at 2:36 p.m. And I'm just so grateful to be here. I really want to thank everyone. I know I've kind of been a little inconsistent these past few months, if I think about it, in regards to my recording. I've always come back in, but sometimes I've needed to take breaks. I've been just kind of granting myself a lot more grace and energy this time, and I just really feel good about it. But I do want to thank you. Last week's episode, PD's coming. I want to thank everyone for their support because, I'm kind of like setting the intention going into 2025. Like, this is really a crazy time for me, and it's not in a bad way. It's just, I really feel like I'm not playing small anymore. And I'm really focused on being the best version of myself. And so in that episode, I kind of was giving you guys an update in regards to where I am on my health journey. Y'all know I've started a GL1P to lose weight. And y'all also know that I'm about to have a hysterectomy in February. Yep, I'm having a hysterectomy 2 days after my 52nd birthday. And so I just am like doing all the things essentially all at once and changing my life. And it just made me kind of think about how really good it feels to be in this time where I'm really investing in myself and challenging myself to be the person that I know that I am. And I wanted to kind of talk about it because I feel like that journey, for all the good that it is bringing into my life, has brought me to this moment where I am right now. And in this journey, in this moment right now, I'll be honest, I'm confused, but I'm not confused. I'm focused and highly motivated, but just a little confused and not confused. I know that sounded pretty crazy, but that's really how I feel right now. It's funny. I just kind of giving a little order, looking back over the course of 2024, because that's typically what this is. This is my episode where I talk about the things that I was able to accomplish in 2024 and where I'm going in 2025. And so when I went into 2024, I'm not the vision board girl anymore. I used to be, but I had to give that up because I realized that it didn't align with myself. I'm personally the girl that creates things in Canva that she puts on her phone. Her goals and words of the year, I have those on my phone. And so my goals for 2024 were unshakable, audacious, and expansion. And my goals were really aligned to 4 key areas, which were physical health, financial health, spiritual health, and building community. And so if I think about it like physically, just kind of recapping slightly, I really wanted to make sure that I increase my exercising routines. I'm a Peloton obsessed girl, and I'm really grateful and try to, be more diligent about my diet and everything like that. I definitely did not do that for all of 2024. But I will say that on September 20th of this year, I made the decision to change my life and start to be very intentional with losing weight, because after I had my event, the reset, I really recognized as I was looking back at the videos and everything like that woman that was on the stage, no matter how beautiful she was, because I'm beautiful and I looked beautiful, is not who I am inside. And I realized that there is another woman inside of me who is healthier and stronger and leaner, thinner. It needs to come out, and I'm ready for her to come out. And so September 20th is when I started going to my obesity doctor, Dr. Jodine Hill, and putting together a plan to help me lose the weight. Like, really. And I'm just going to be honest about it because this is what we do here. My goal was I want to be under 200 pounds. Like, I don't recall what it feels like as an adult to be under 200 pounds. And so I'm working my way to that. And I've been talking to you guys about my weight loss journey, and how I've been doing with everything, and how now all of a sudden I've made the decision to go on a GL1P. I'm like 3 or 4 weeks now into the GL1P, and it's working really well, coupled with the diet and the exercise, which is no joke. Like, that's why I have to tell y'all, this is not a game. Like, losing weight over 50 is not easy. And at the same time, also losing weight on a GL1P is not it doesn't just fall off. Like, you have to do the work. And so I'm very grateful. I'm doing the work. I've changed my eating habits significantly. I eat a higher protein, lower carbohydrate diet. And I also work out 4 to 5 times a week. And I do strength training very heavily now. And because I have realized that at my age of 51, that I have to strength train every day, or at least 4 times. I do 3 to 4 times a week now, along with my Peloton. And so it really is serving me well. My last weigh-in was actually on Friday, and I hadn't weighed in since right before Thanksgiving. And so I lost 6 pounds over Thanksgiving until now. And literally, I have to attribute it to the GL1P along with my eating habits and the working out. Like I'm really serious about it. I'm not playing with my health. So I just wanted to kind of digress because I want to make sure, again, I stay accountable to you guys. So it's working. I'm in the 220s now. I'm really excited. And I'm looking forward to continuing to be where I am. And when I hit under 200, then I'll evaluate where else I want to go. But right now, I want to hit a milestone that I just don't recall ever hitting as an adult. And I'm so grateful, and my body feels good. And I feel even more motivated to do this, especially as I'm getting ready to have a hysterectomy, which was definitely not on one of my goals going into 2024, 2025. Like I had no clue. But as they say, as you get older, things pop up. So this is just a pop-up fibroid. And now my pop-up fibroid, which is the size of an orange and growing, has now made my doctors realize, you know what, we need to go on and get you in here to get this hysterectomy, girl, and move on. And so I'm not nervous about it, but I definitely it has resharpened my toolbox in regards to my health, and also in regards to making sure that I am sharing this journey, because I'm just going to be honest. I really feel like as a Black woman, I am not getting access to the information that I see some of my other counterparts getting in regards to menopausal health and treatment. I've talked about it before, and we're going to have other episodes talking about it, but I am not trying to have my mom's menopause. Like my 51 and 52 is not my mama's 51 and 52. It's not going to be my grandmama's 51 and 52. I want to do something different because they went before me so that I can have these experiences. And so luckily I've been exposed to a lot of great information in regards to menopausal care, and I'm doing the research. I'm having the conversations with my gynecologist. I am pushing back, and I really want to continue to push that envelope. So as I'm kind of reporting, I'm kind of flipping into a little bit one of my goals. Is my goal as a part of my content and going into 2025 is that I'm going to use my experience to help educate other women of color on our options, because I feel like there are too many of us out here trying to get it done with a heck of a lot of vitamins, soy milk, girl, I've heard it all, sea moss, and I'm not begrudging any of that, but I'm also saying like, I think y'all, we need to be invested in a little bit more of hormone replacement therapy and finding out about the power of testosterone gel and cream, because folks are not going to tell you unless you ask, and it's time for us to start asking. Like going to the doctor's office and just sitting up in the stirrups and letting them do what they want to do, those days are done. Like it's time for some conversations. It's time for some intention. It's time for me to go in here with this pad and pen that I have and these questions, and I want you to sit down and answer for me, because I want to have a better quality of life, and I want you to have a better quality of life as well. So that is one of my goals. I will be definitely sharing a lot about it. I am going to detail my journey as I prepare for it. So one of the big things that I am doing right now is I'm very focused on how I want to, continue to lean out, continue to build muscle, build up my core so that I can help my recovery going into this. But I'm saying all this to say, I think, don't wait until you're 50. I mean, I really wish that I had pushed the envelope a little bit further back with my gynecologist and my primary care physician about some of these things back in my 40s and in my late 30s, early 40s, when I was experiencing symptoms and I really wasn't associating what it was. Like when the labs and stuff start to go all wacky, like that is what it is. Like you can start experiencing symptoms 10 years before you even go into menopause or perimenopause. And, as women, we need to start asking that, and we need to start feeling safe and being able to be comfortable and saying like, look, I'm not comfortable in my body and I want you to take me seriously. And if they don't take you seriously, you know what you need to do? Cut them loose, tell them to kick rocks with flip-flops and go find another doctor, because we have to get tired of that. I swear, women are like so loyal. We're loyal to our gynecologists and our hairdressers to a fault. Those suckers can keep us waiting, do anything that they want to do, and we will still keep trying to find excuses as to why we should stay. I ain't finding excuses anymore. I'm done with that. If you can't provide me what I need, I will find exactly what I need, because there are other resources out there. There are other providers out there. And sometimes we have to make people earn our business, and physicians should be able to earn our business through their bedside manner, through their ability to educate and inform. I literally scheduled an appointment that cost me $215 to sit up and talk to my gynecologist for at least 20 minutes, uninterrupted, about hormone replacement therapy. And I don't care. I was willing to pay that. Thank God I had a little HSA, little HRFSA money left on my insurance. And I paid that. And I sat up there and had a good conversation, and still didn't get everything I wanted. But I had a good conversation, and it forced her to take me seriously. I want you guys to force your physicians to take you seriously. Don't wait. If you are under 40, whatever, stop playing yourself small when it comes to your health. And that is a big goal of mine going into 2025. I am no longer doing that, and I don't want you doing that as well. We can demand money on our jobs. We can demand service at restaurants. We can do all these things, but we won't fight for our health. Fight for your health, because you deserve it. And so that is one thing that I'm really proud of, my goal that I took really good accountability on, and I did it. And I'm very grateful for what it has brought me and where I am, because I feel good and I look good, but I feel good. And that's what I want, because going into my later 50s, my mid 50s, I want to continue to feel good. When I'm 60, I want to feel good. I want my latter years to be on my terms, not someone else's. And the only way that that is going to happen is if I made concerted changes. The only way that's going to happen for you is if you make concerted changes. Take this as your clarion call, wake up reminder, opportunity, slap in the face, whatever you want to call it. Take it and run with it. And let me be that guide to show you that you can do it. You can bet on yourself, because baby, you are worth it. And that's all that ever matters. And so, yes, physical health was one of my big goals, mental health as well. And so I've told you guys, I went into therapy this year, and I went into therapy with the thought that I needed to have a therapist to help me work through my limiting behavior. And it has been really great, because like I kind of mentioned to you, I started going to therapy for limiting behavior because I knew I was getting ready to birth the reset, and I couldn't do the reset in the way that I wanted to do and put it out into the atmosphere in such a beautiful way with my event plan producer, Tita, without taking care of me, because there was only going to be so much that Tita was going to be able to do if I operated in fear. And so I had to learn how to stop having fears. And it doesn't mean that I'm fearless. That definitely isn't in it. But I had to stop having the behaviors and thoughts in my head like, I don't deserve this, or how am I going to be different for somebody else, or what makes me think that I'm an expert in such and such to talk to someone. And I had to recognize that my expertise is my life. My expertise is my experience, that I can make sure that I connect with amazing people who are experts, tried and true, therapists, physicians, doctors in the field, and create a space where women can come together and heal. And that is what my gifting is. I'm a connector. And so I had to learn how to lean into it. And I've had to learn how to work through those challenges. And I'm not going to pretend, and I've talked about it before and definitely don't belabor it anymore, but having those kind of visions for yourself, having those kind of goals, putting something new into the atmosphere does create an opportunity where you are going to realize who's for you and who's not for you. So some relationships are going to have to die die. And you're going to recognize, what people really think about you. If they believe in you and really rock with you, or they just kind of talk passively because they don't really believe in you or want to rock with you. Or let's really be honest, there's a lot of people manifesting their own internal insecurities on you and trying to hold you back from achieving what you're supposed to achieve because they don't feel good about themselves. And I'll be honest, being in therapy kind of helps me be able to navigate all of those things. My therapist and I sit down and we talk about things from a strategy perspective. And she gives me the space to work through with her guidance why I'm so fearful. And I'm working through things now. Like I just recently discovered in my last session last week, actually, that one of my goals for 2025 means that I need to stop not getting offended so much. And I know that sounds straight crazy, but I really need to say it. I do. I need to stop not getting offended so much because I'm offended. And when I'm offended. And that really is just about me trying to always take the high road, always trying to let stuff roll off my back, and things aren't rolling off my back. And I know that there are a lot of other people out here who are feeling the exact same way that I do. We always try to turn the other cheek. As Michelle Obama says, if they go low, we go high. I have decided in 2025, if you go low, I'm going right to the flow with you. Literally, that's exactly what I am. I'm operating in offense in 2025. Like, I know that probably sounds crazy, but I am so serious about it because I am tired of sitting up in here pretending like I'm not bothered when I'm bothered. And sitting up in here, and don't get me wrong, I'm still going to pray about things. I'm still going to prime focus. I'm still going to be gracious. I'm always going to be gracious, but I am not playing with anybody. So if you come at me wrong, believe me, I'm going to come right back at you. I'm not going to be rude because I don't have to be rude to get my point across, but I'm definitely going to make sure that you understand that I didn't like what you did because I have spent entirely too many years of my life trying to turn the other cheek. I have spent entirely too many years of my life looking the other way, just letting things roll off my back. I'm not a duck. I'm a human being with feelings and emotions, and I'm not going to let people play in my face. So I'm saying all that to say one of my goals for 2025, and hopefully it might be something that will encourage you as well. I am not letting anyone play in my face anymore. I have big P energy going into 2025. Big Pam energy. Big Pam energy. I am a Pisces through and through. Don't play with me. Like, I'm real nice and sweet and soft, but I can go from 0 to 100 super quick if I need to. I just try not to despair other people's feelings because, it's important. Us Pisces, we could be a lot when we get triggered, but I really am not operating anymore in this season where it's just like, I'm just going to understand that this person is, I understand exactly what it is. It's you're in your feelings. You have a problem and you are projecting on me, and I'm not going to let anyone project on me because I'm not a doormat. And I think a lot of us need to recognize anymore, we are not doormats. We are people with feelings, and we have thoughts and energy, and we deserve respect. And I try to always make sure that I deal with people from a respectful place. I'm not tolerating disrespect in return. I expect the energy I give is what you will give me. If you can't give that to me, then we don't need to conversate. It's that simple. But I am no longer not operating in a season of offense. Like it takes a lot to offend me. It does. But I'm realizing that rope is getting smaller and smaller as the years go on. I think it's definitely probably due to my age. As they say, as you get further and further into the 50s, you get further and further fresh out of fucks. And there's nothing wrong with that. And excuse my language. I've told y'all many, many times, I'm in the world, not of the world. God is still working on me. But I feel like sometimes you just got to keep it plain. Like Kendrick Lamar said, I'm not trying to give double entendres. I want you to feel this. I want people to feel this. Stop playing in people's faces. Don't play in my face. Don't play in other people's face, because you don't know that energy you give out is going to be exactly what you get in 2025. The years of turning the other cheek are done. People are not having it anymore. And I think that it's time to just put folks on notice so folks are on notice. And so that's where I'm operating from. And so along with that line, I'm definitely going to be continuing with my therapy because I'm continuing to grow the reset in 2025, kind of skipping into community building. And you guys will be hearing more about it, but we have some amazing things planned. Tita, my event producer, and I have already, like you guys know, have been in the lab, and we are so excited to see see what we can continue to do and grow with this very powerful event in this community. And I definitely look forward to sharing it with you because that's my heart. I really do believe that it is so important to create spaces for women to be healed and vulnerable and connect and poured into, because we do so much every day and we just keep going and going and going because that's the nature of our society. We need moments where we reset. So I look forward to continuing to share that and bring amazing people to you. Like, I'm so honored and proud of the fact that we were able to bring Yasmin Cheyenne here to Orlando last year for her to share her book, Wisdom of the Path, and talk to us about the Sugar Jar, her original book, and just share her insight. Like, I'm looking forward to doing even more with things like that in 2025 and beyond, because this is something that I'm doing because I love doing, because I believe in us. And as women, it is so important to me. So I will be even more active in 2025. And yes, I'm going to give myself some time to heal, obviously, after the hysterectomy, but after that, it's on and popping. So I'm very excited about that. And then in relation to financial health, I kind of look at it like definitely continuing to save. Did I hit all of my financial goals this year? No. No, I can't say that. But I didn't do bad. I didn't. I'm very grateful that what this year has brought me, it brought me the ability to do the reset and to travel and to see the world. And so financially, I'm just focused on like continuing to build this brand and this goal, as well as, also making sure that I'm managing my resources personally. I think, as we all know, 2025, it does hold an opportunity for a lot of uncertainty within the financial markets. And so, again, it is a time where you have to, again, not let people play in your face, but also at the same time, it is an opportunity probably to really think about multiple streams of income and really thinking about what you're trying to accomplish and do. And, see where you can take a chance on yourself. I know it gets challenging. Believe me, it does. Things are more expensive than ever, but that doesn't mean that our dreams should go on the back burner. That just means that we have to be a little bit more creative with how we get things done. And if there is nothing that we are creative. And so I just am very excited about trying to produce some new things, because I am going to be changing up things here with the podcast. I have some plans, especially probably I'm thinking, well, they're going to probably wind up launching, I think, maybe around our anniversary, which is on my birthday. This is the 25th, right before I have surgery. So I have to definitely work very hard to get some things in the tuck before then, but I'm very excited to see. My plan is to have everything start to launch new around that time. But if for some reason I have to change based upon obviously my health, I will definitely make sure I let everyone know about that. But I'm really saying all to say that, those are really like aligning my goals. Like, I'm going to be doing new things for the podcast, continuing to grow the reset experiences, focusing on my health, managing money financially well, spiritually continuing to tie into God. I'm very, very fortunate that, I'm aligned. My partner, my boo, he is very faith focused. He is an elder in the church. So it's different having someone who just really pours into me spiritually. And I love that about our relationship. And I just look forward to continuing to grow and build with him. And so I just think for us all, it's just really looking at where we want to be going into this next year and just getting serious about it and aligning. And so those really are my goals going into it. Nothing too crazy this year. And my words of 2025, I'm still working on that. Big P energy, Big Pam energy is going to be like my personal little mantra for me. Because I'm not letting anybody play in my face anymore. And I feel also another word that I think is going to surround me in 2025 is rebirth. I'm being reborn because I'm becoming another level of myself. And so I'm very excited to translate that obviously into my life, but also into this podcast and all the things that we will do going into this new year, because this is a very powerful year. I'm going to say it again because I've said it before. I truly believe that in spite of everything, 2025 is the year of the woman. And I think it is very important for us to take this time to be the best versions of ourselves, to really tap tap in and get strong mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, because we will have work to do. And so I really hope that everyone will take this opportunity to do that and really pour into themselves. I'm very excited about taking this time to pour into me. I know that this is the last episode of the year and it's a little early and a little different from what I normally do, but I'm really excited about taking this time away because, like I said, I feel a little confused, but not confused, motivated and inspired, but still confused and not confused. So just definitely trying to align. But as it relates to coming back, this is definitely going to be, like I said, a nice little break. My next episode back after this episode will be on January the 5th. That will be the first episode of 2025. And I'm going to record all the way through. Obviously, I think what will have to happen is after I have surgery in February, I will take a sabbatical during that time. And I'm just kind of aligning it because I'm still looking at dates and how that's going to align. Because if I'm looking at it just kind of roughly, what I think that means is that the last episode before I go out to have surgery will be on February the 23rd. And then I will be gone until probably March the 23rd. So that way I can really focus on my health and just trying to get a little bit stronger. And then I'll come back after that. But what I will be probably doing as strength allows and focus is I am going to document that time. So yes, I'm going to be stepping out and doing some new things, kind of, walking you guys through because I want to make sure that I'm providing resources and information to women. And I will make sure that I have a full conversation about it when I come back on the podcast because it's a little different for me as someone who is on a GL1P, which is, I think this is like a good thing to talk about. You cannot have this medication in your system and have surgery. So for me, that means that I have already talked to my obesity doctor, Dr. Hill, and she and I have kind of made the conclusion that at least 2 weeks before I have surgery, I have to stop my GL1P. And so because I need to make sure that my body is processing food again. One of the things that a GL1P does is it slows the digestion process for your body and your stomach. So food takes longer, obviously, to process through. And so obviously I can't really have that because then I would run the risk in a surgery situation where I would have food, I could aspirate, and it could create a whole different host of problems. And so that is one thing that we will have to stop before I go. And so I don't plan on changing my eating because this is about a lifestyle, not just doing something for a diet, but just taking the medicine out. And then I will restart it after surgery. And so definitely, I just want to make sure kind of keeping everything aligned and just making sure that I say that, because if you are in the process of getting ready to have a procedure, I would probably say maybe talk to your doctor about it, but maybe you should wait until after your procedure, or if there's enough time, like for me, obviously, I had a few months before I was getting ready to have my hysterectomy, I can start and then we can just kind of make a decision to pause it and I'll get that out of my system. And actually, it even shows me what maintenance will be like, because obviously I'm not going to change my eating habits. I just won't have that. And we'll just kind of work from there. So I kind of like it, but I just wanted to make sure I said that because I think a lot of people think that, when you're on these medications, it's like, oh yeah, just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. And no, you got to think about everything. And so I just want to make sure I express that to you because it's a part of this being a safe space and being something that's really important to talk about. So I will be detailing everything back in that journey though. And so really that is my kind of end of year wrap up. Before I go, I want to make sure that I tell you how much I really love you. I'm so grateful for you guys as an audience. You continuously astound me with your support and your encouragement. You have no idea. Whenever someone writes to me, it just, it stops my heart. And not in a bad way. It just takes my breath away because I'm just so grateful and honored that you find value in this and value in me and my little journey. And I just really am humbled by that. And I always strive for that. Like, that is why I do the things that I do. That's why I manage the space in the way that I manage it, because it is so important to me that I leave you better. And so in those moments where I leave you better, where you've told me, where you have shared with me that you have liked a nugget or even found something that you had questions about, I want to thank you, because it gives me an opportunity to leave you better. And that is my purpose in life. And I am very grateful that I get to do that here. And so I have to thank you. I couldn't end this episode without telling you how truly, truly grateful that I am for your support. This has been a beautiful year for us. I think about it like, my God, we have done so much. 2024 has been crazy for me. 2024 was the year that the reset was born, and it was beautiful. And there were delays, but it wasn't denials. It was restructuring, and it was a beautiful metamorphosis that created perfection. I truly was surrounded in love from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet this year. Like, I'm in love, like, with the love of my life. And he has been by my side through it all. And when I cried every day before the event, he was there wiping my tears and giving me encouragement and supporting me in all ways. And I truly have to thank him for that. So if you're listening, my love, thank you, which I know you are. I love you, and I truly am grateful for you. And ladies, don't sweep the dust out the door, because told you, I met the love of my life, or reconnected with the love of my life on TikTok. So you never know. You never know. And I'm really grateful because I have this beautiful community of you, but I have a beautiful community of friends, like real friends. And I am so grateful for them. They have seen me through some of my darkest moments and loved me and just been there for me and just been such beautiful lights. So I am just grateful for them. They know exactly who they are. They're truly the loves of my life, and I'm grateful. And like I said, I am just blessed beyond compare. And to my family, to my mom, and to my sister, I thank them for supporting me. This year has been whirlwind, honey. It has been busy between work travel, business travel, doing the event. It's been a lot. I've been gone quite a bit. I'm home a lot, but I'm gone quite a bit. And I have to thank my sister for holding it down with my mom. And I have to thank my mom for allowing me to continuously bribe her with Starbucks and all other things to keep her together. And that, she's persevered, and that even in spite of her own fears, she's learned not to translate her fears on me, but to allow me to fly. And I just am truly grateful for that. Like I said, I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again because I feel like it's important, especially as we're all preparing to go into 2025. You need a team. Like, I've got a health team, and I've told y'all about them. I've shared them with you. Can always share them with you, but I have a team. I have good friends and a beautiful family, and I have love now. And all of them motivate me to be the best version of myself because they see me for who I am. They don't care about anything but me. And I'm very grateful. Make sure you have that in your life. As you are sitting down and thinking about all the things that you've accomplished, make sure you can reflect on the love that surrounds you, the good people that surround you. There are so many things that you are going to accomplish. And there are so many things that you are truly going to fuck up. Let's just keep it a buck. I mean, I'm here as well, keeping it a buck. I fucked up. And when you have good people around you, they can help pick you up, dust you off, and throw you back out there because they know that your purpose is greater than your situations. Recognize that you are greater than your situations. Recognize that you have strong and amazing people around you, and dust yourself off and get out there because we need you. You need you. And sitting on the shelf doesn't honor you. And it's time that you started honoring you. Remember, in 2025 is big energy. Nobody's playing in our face any longer. So stop playing in your own face and go out there and do amazing, great things. So that is the episode this week. That is the episode for the rest of this year. Again, I want to thank you all for everything. I love y'all so deep. And I will talk to you guys in 2025. I'll be around lurking on the socials here and there. But please be gentle with yourselves. Be loving with your friends and your family. And just surround yourself in good energy, because you don't have time for anything less. You don't deserve anything less. You deserve greatness. Be great. Be you. Be awesome. Take care. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.